If there's one person who knows where Diddy's tunnels are exactly located and what happened down there, it's gotta be Justin Bieber, considering that it's safe to assume that this video of Justin partying with Odell Beckham was recorded in one of those tunnels.
Justin Bieber started trending sometime last year after Cassie's lawsuit dropped because the lawsuit opened the floodgates for many shady things about Diddy to begin coming to light. At the time, it kind of seemed like people were exaggerating just how messed up things must have been for Justin when he was around Diddy. But with everything that's come out now, girl, you gotta admit that there must have been something very creepy going on there. And Jaguar Wright had a lot to say about it in her recent interview with Strom Monroe. In the interview, Jaguar made reference to that disturbing footage of Justin Bieber hanging out with Odell Beckham and Trey Songz, where it looks like Justin is going down on Odell. Now, some fans have tried to play this off as Justin doing some of that Coca-Cola, which, you know, is terrible in itself because these are grown men encouraging a young brother into a drug-fueled lifestyle. But according to Jaguar, that wasn't no Coca-Cola at all. It was Justin doing to Odell exactly what we thought he was doing all along. And you just have to look at Justin's wet mouth at the end of the video to confirm it. And it looks like Justin may not have been doing it willingly because, according to Jaguar, Trey Songz was there as a lookout so nobody would catch on to what Odell was doing to Justin, and probably to avoid paparazzi getting a recording of the act.
And then I think about that really disturbing footage of Bieber, Odell Beckham, and Trey Songz.
Yes.
Like, and Trey's like literally sitting there playing lookout.
Playing lookout as Justin Bieber goes down on Odell.
The boy came up with his mouth wet.
Mouth wet.
What?
Dribbling. Now what they're gonna try to say is, no, Justin Bieber was just doing a line of coke. No, he didn't mess with his nose when he came
was
up.
doing a line of coke with his mouth.
He wiped his mouth. When you do
his mouth was wet.
You do this when you finish your line.
His
you
mouth was wet. The post-nasal drip. That was seminal fluid, sir.
It was Odell there.
It's just a 6-6 situation. Jaguar then went on to talk about how Justin must have started going down this path from the moment he spent those 48 hours with Diddy. Now, that footage of Diddy promising to give Justin Bieber a Lamborghini and a house has caused a lot of controversy because it was taken during their supposed 48-hour staycation. But with everything that's come out about Diddy since then, girl, I can't even watch that video without shuddering at the thought of what Justin must have gone through in the name of Diddy's mentorship.
And considering what goes on in these free golf parties, no one can even imagine the kind of things that Justin had to do because of Diddy's hold on him.
Diddy has always been known for over-the-top parties, and you'd be hard-pressed probably to find someone of note who hasn't been to a Diddy party of some sort in the last 20 years.
There have always been rumors that Sean Combs' parties have been very crazy and somewhat wild. But now the allegations seem to give life to the idea that it was more than just a crazy and wild time.
Grammy-winning singer Usher spoke of his time living with Combs when he was 13 on Howard Stern's Sirius XM radio show.
It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you saying?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
That lifestyle, now at the center of Rodney Jones Jr.'s 98-page lawsuit.
Rodney Jones claims that he was sexually abused by Sean Combs multiple times, that his anus and genitalia were touched on multiple occasions in different areas.
According to the lawsuit, all employees, from the butler to the chef to the housekeepers, would walk around with a black Prada pouch or fanny pack filled with drugs of all kinds. Jones says he witnessed illegal sexual activity too.
Jones accuses Sean Combs of recruiting people to go and get sex workers and minors to participate in sex in various parties and all over the country with Sean Combs and others. Jones alleges that he was drugged and or forced to have sex with sex workers.
On another occasion, there was an event where, in addition to sex workers, there were at least 5 girls under the age of 16. All of them were forced to drink De Leon liquor, which was laced with ecstasy. The lawsuit outlining a bloody crime too. Jones alleges Combs, or his son, shot someone in the stomach in a bathroom at a recording studio, and then later lied to police, claiming a drive-by shooting was to blame. The LAPD investigated the shooting, and Combs was not charged. Jones says he was terrified of Combs, and felt like he could not tell him no.
But the thing is, even if Justin wanted to speak up about the abuse he went through with Diddy, he wouldn't, because he's dealing with some of the most powerful people in the industry who could do serious damage to him.
Justin might have had the trauma bond with Diddy because even after everything, he still publicly talks about how he loves Diddy. Justin even still had time to work with Diddy even after Diddy, despite the fact that he had practically retired from the music scene. Didn't he sell his entire music catalog for $200 million last year? But somehow, he ended up working on Diddy's Love album on a track called Moments. In his post announcing the collaboration, Justin said, "I remember going to my brother Diddy's office to pitch him a song I wrote for him when I was like 14. Sadly, the song was trash, and it would be a hard no from him." Fast forward to a few years ago, Puff asked if I would freestyle something for his upcoming Love album. Wild full circle moment, love you Diddy. Girl, is that weird or what? You wanna know what's even creepier? A video has started circulating online showing Justin at a party with Diddy and The Game giving him drinks. It's unclear what the drinks were exactly, but there have been speculations that it might have been spiked, especially because Justin was allegedly passed around by Diddy and his friends at that party. Child, I can't even begin to imagine what must have been going through his head at that party.
Remember the time Justin spent a full 48 hours alone with Diddy? You can see just how uncomfortable he is in that video. So chances are that he took Bieber back to his mansion, down into those tunnels, and assaulted him.
A video of Justin Bieber and P. Diddy has resurfaced and is going viral. Justin was only 15 years old at the time and P. Diddy was 40, and people are calling it creepy among other things. Take a look.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
He treated the kid like his personal toy, just like a sugar daddy would often give him presents like the Lambo he got as a gift as soon as he was old enough to drive. You don't spend that amount of money on a kid unless they provide you with something in return.
And did y'all know Diddy actually gave Justin that Lamborghini? Yup, he did. Not 2 minutes after he got his driver's license, Justin was spotted cruising around town with a Lambo resembling the one Diddy promised him in that footage. So, if Diddy didn't give it to him, well, that's one mighty coincidence. But what y'all need to ask yourselves is, why would Diddy give a random kid a car like that unprovoked? Well, a lot of people speculated that Diddy was just doing what any good sugar daddy would do, giving his boy expensive toys in exchange for getting that sugar. Now, we've seen all the horrible things Diddy allegedly did to Cassie from her lawsuit. We've also seen all the things Lil Rod claimed he did. So if word on the street is anything to go by, then it must have been 10 times worse for Justin because he was so young when it all started. I mean, just take a look at how bright and innocent Justin looked in that video. Now, put that side by side with how Justin looked less than a decade later. Yeah, they messed him up real good. But what's crazy is how people are only just clocking this tea now when the signs were there all along. I mean, look at how scared Justin was while talking to Diddy in this footage. My guy is literally fumbling his words because Diddy put him on the spot.
As an adult, Diddy can't seem to let go of his hold on Justin. Just look at the way he's touching and probing Justin's chest here. He looks so uncomfortable, but he can't say anything. The ironic thing is that Usher, who was also one of Diddy's victims as a kid, was the one who introduced him to Diddy.
According to Bieber, he met Combs through Usher, who invited him to his parties and gave him pricey presents like a Lamborghini. However, Patty Millette, Bieber's mother, claims that Combs also attempted to use booze and drugs to corrupt her son. Millette asserts that Combs urged Bieber to consume champagne and offered him cocaine and marijuana at his gatherings. She claims that what she witnessed at one of Diddy's parties horrified her, and that she felt compelled to step in to shield her son from Combs' dark influence.
Like, just look how uncomfortable Usher gets when he's asked about what he saw in Diddy's house as a kid.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you saying?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans. Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, they ain't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, could you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
When you have a predator like that breathing down your neck, it's natural you turn towards alcohol and drugs to forget about all the things that happened to you. And that's exactly what Justin did.
Another clue people missed is how Justin started getting into alcohol and substances after he started associating with Diddy. During Diddy's 2014 𝐸 party, Justin Bieber was spotted holding a bottle that looked like aqua hydrate, which is supposed to contain a clear liquid. But if you look closely at Justin's hand, the bottle he's holding contains a suspicious yellow liquid that could have been alcohol or really anything else. Years later, Justin talked about how that moment of his life was tough because he was hurting, unhappy, confused, angry, misled, misunderstood, and angry at God. So that tells you he was really going through it, even though it looked like he was having the time of his life.
It was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything. And it was just an escape from it. I had a lot of money and a lot of things. So then you have all these people around me just kind of hanging on, wanting stuff from me, knowing that like I was living this lifestyle that they also wanted to live. I was like, I felt like, bro, I was like dying. My security and stuff were coming into the room at night to check my pulse. Like, people don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary. I was waking up in the morning and the first thing I was doing is popping pills and smoking a blunt and starting my day.
Even now, he's constantly dropping hints of the abuse he endured as a teen and how it affected him to this day. But he's too scared of Diddy to speak about it directly.
It appears as if with Justin Bieber, he has a lot of adult trauma. That's what it appears like to me. He has a lot of adult trauma, and it is his adult trauma or his adult pain a direct result of maybe his childhood trauma, right? And will he ever speak about his 48 hours that he spent with Diddy? And something's telling me he's going to go to the grave with this information. And it's very sad. What's even sadder is it seems like Diddy allegedly have impacted hundreds of people in a very negative way. And so much so that these individuals are so frightened that even as adults, or even if it happened to them as an adult, they just won't speak on it. So why am I bringing this up now? I'm bringing this up because recently Justin Bieber had posted some pictures of himself, and you can tell that he was crying. Okay, you see the physical tears. That's how close up the photos that he put up was of him. You just see tears. And to me, that is like a cry out to the world, a cry out to people like help. Like he's screaming out and crying out for help. And I feel like sometimes a lot of individuals, when they have childhood trauma, they almost get stuck, even though they grow up and their chronological age is every year. They got a birthday and, now I'm 29, now I'm 30, now I'm 31, whatever. Parts of them internally are stuck at that age where they was allegedly violated or something might have happened to them that was so traumatic, right?
Now, even though Justin hasn't said anything related to Diddy ever since the sexual assault and sex trafficking allegations came out, someone close to the singer said that Justin is willing to cooperate with the authorities to bring Diddy to justice.
Justin says he's willing to confront his relationship with Diddy if it will help the current investigation. Justin doesn't really want to talk publicly about his relationship with Diddy, but he may have to. I'm not sure if Diddy did anything that Justin now thinks crossed the line, but if he does, he's not saying. If Justin has to address his past interactions with Diddy, he will.